Hey, what's going on, brethren? Shalom. Thanks for tuning in to another dialogue with the Raw Hebrew. You know, this will be kind of a red pill message because I'm about to share with you some deep wisdom and things to consider, especially in these last days of Babylon, America. You understand? You know, I just want to give some insight, more so to the younger brethren, the brethren with no children, the brethren who may at times, you know, feel alone, you know, because it's not good for man to be alone. But at certain points in our lives, it is best to be alone, you know, because sometimes joining yourself into something that is defiled can defile you, you know. And I was just sitting here reading some scripture, you know, and I came across Jeremiah, you know, chapter 4, verses 3. And before I read the scripture, you know, we all know that Jeremiah was told not to seek a wife in the land of Babylon, amongst where he was doing his work for the Lord, you know. And it's not hard to understand why, America being the new Babylon, you know, the spiritual Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, of the original, you know, it's the same concept. It's not hard to understand why the father, Yahweh, told Jeremiah not to consider a wife or children in that place. It's for the same reasons why I'm making this message today, you know, because the women are defiled. The Babylonian system is defiled, and it defiled your woman. And it's pretty much, it's going to defile you and destroy you. You understand, dealing with these women out here, man. So I wanted to get into Isaiah chapter 4, verse 3. For thus saith the Lord to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground and sow not among thorns. Break up your fallow ground and sow not among thorns. You understand? Now I'm going to go into the definition of fallow. Okay, it's an adjective. There's a couple precepts on the definition, but it's a farmland plowed and harrowed but left unsown for a period in order to restore its fertility as part of a crop rotation or to avoid surplus production. You understand? It's when you leave the land alone. You understand? And if you even go to into the definition of a husband or husbandry, it is you know, the act of tilling the soil and caretaking of the land. You understand? And bringing up the seed. You understand? That's what a root word of husband means. Because what do you, as a husband, you know, or boyfriend or whatever, you know, it's not that, you know, deep, but it is. You know what I mean? But as a husband, as a man, when you take on a woman, what do you do? You raise up the fruit of the womb. You understand? The fruit of the womb, which is the children, you know, and care for that vine, an extension of yourself. You understand? So you're not supposed to be. So the Lord and Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 3 told these men of Judah, you Negroes, you black men, to sow not among thorns. You know, to break up this fallow ground, you know. Now I'm gonna go to the second respectful definition of fallow, and that is of a sow, parentheses, not pregnant. Okay, you can Google this. Fallow, is in noun form. It is a piece of fallow or uncultivated land, and as a verb, leave. It is to leave the land alone. You understand? So metaphorically, when we look at this in the metaphorical sense, the Lord was telling the men of Judah, stop chasing these women, man. And we all know that the womb is the soil, metaphorically. And the male, the sperm, you are the seed. You are the breed. You are the brand. You are the plant. You know, but sometimes you have to leave the land fallow. And I also went to one of the definitions being not pregnant. Sometimes you got to leave these women, Okay, and sow not among thorns, because what happens when you sow your seed among thorns, man? You know, your vineyard, or the offspring, the fruit of your womb, your children are going to be, you know, amongst the briars and thorns of the bushes, man. They're going to be destroyed. And while you're trying to tend to the fruit of your womb, you know, metaphorically speaking, you're just going to be getting pricked over and over again by the thorns and the briars of the bushes. You know what I mean? You're trying to settle down and have kids in America. You're going to find yourself stressed out, ready to kill this bitch and lose your fucking top. Or you're going to find yourself, you know, doing the best you can and it not being good enough. Because the brushes of the briars and the thorns have set in. You have sowed in a place that is not fruitful or wise for you to sow your seed. And you will not be able to enjoy the harvest of your seed and the growing of your plant. You understand? But rather you're going to watch your seed and your plant get destroyed and overtaken by these briar bushes and thorns of Babylon. It is best in these days, in these last days and times, to be alone. Be MGTOW. Be red pill. Because what you will find is that we're dealing with women in the whore of Babylon, in America. This place is confusion and unrighteousness. You will find that it's simply systemically created to destroy you, to destroy your seed. There's nothing fruitful about this place. Everything is out of order. You know? Why would you sow your seed in a place of disorder? Why would you watch your seed get passed through the fire to be destroyed? Because they have become influenced by the thorns and the briar bushes around it and have not grown to be fruitful. Therefore, receiving hand in hand the judgments of the briars and thorns, the judgments of Babylon, because they have become one with it. When their mothers pass them through the fire, tell them homosexuality is okay, when they're raising your kids, destroying or traumatizing them, when that woman should have been left alone, that soil should have been left fallow, uncultivated, until the land be pure again. You know, I read this and I found it to be very deep, and I meditated on it. What you young brothers need to understand is here in America, the way things are set up, man, trying to have that American dream, or I'm not gonna call it an American dream, that's every man's, dream, to have a purpose, to have a family, to have a wife, a loving wife, and, children and things like that. What you're going to find is that you're going to immediately find yourself in a match of tug of war for your masculinity, for your dignity. And it wouldn't be hard to win this tug of war if you could use your masculinity to win it. Your brute strength, you know what I mean? You can just pull the opposing force, being the woman, right into your direction and right into your will, physically. But here, you can't do that. You understand? You'll be incarcerated. You'll be destroyed through Babylon, through America, through the systems that be. That the thorn of this place will prick your hands. It's going to make you bleed. It's going to hurt. You understand? Things are not in proper order, brothers. Understand that we are men first. Go ahead and put a rubber on. Wrap it up. Knock the bitch off. Keep it moving. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Either it's set up for you to lose. This is why the Lord told Jeremiah not to seek a wife in Babylon. And I'm telling you all, Don't seek a wife in this place. It's not made for you to thrive. It's not made for you to enjoy the fruit of your fruit of your offspring, of your seed. It's not made for you to enjoy that. It's made to destroy, for the thorn bushes and briars to overtake your seed and your fruit. You understand? And the woman being the thorns and briars and the polluted soil that needs to be left fallow, that needs to be left alone, that the current breed that we're dealing with may die off, that the soil may be renewed. You understand? That the soil may be renewed and revitalized, refreshed, and in proper order. For all the briar bushes, thorns, and weeds, for all these endangerments to yourself and unto your vineyard, to your offspring, can be removed. And society in itself, here in Babylon, America, is going to remove it. In its due time, when shit hits the fan, when all hell breaks loose, when Babylon comes tumbling down. Till that day, when proper order may be restored, it isn't worth it. So, my humble regards and an honest suggestion, brothers: sow not your seed amongst thorns. Shalom. Thanks for tuning in.